Hello, everyone, and happy Saturday. Yay, it's the weekend. Um, so a little different setup this morning. Don't be alarmed that when we stand and raise our arms, my hands disappear. It's mostly just because I want to get this kind of festive background happening this morning for our practice. So welcome. I'm glad that you all are here to find a little movement, a little breath and community to start our weekend. Um, so for those of you who maybe are new or haven't practiced with me, I'm Jaime. You know the name of the game at this point, just doing what feels good and leaving what doesn't. Um, Always the options for adult nap time if that's what's calling to you. That's what feels good this morning. Just grab your blanket and your pillow, curl up. I can't see you, so you gotta do what you need to do this morning. But we're gonna move a little, find a little breath and movement and fun. I hope that some of you out there are wearing your festive holiday gear. And if you are, please feel free to share it on the social medias with us. So with that, we are going to get started laying down flat. So just getting in kind of a cozy space and just taking up a little space this morning as you start to settle in here. So letting the feet fall out to the sides, letting the arms come out to the sides a little bit, and just taking up a little extra space than you normally would. And as always with these practices, just starting with that little moment of awareness. Using this stillness and this pause to check in with the breath. If it's moving easily in and out, or if it feels like you're kind of trying to catch your breath. Bringing that same awareness to the body. If there's areas that are carrying a little extra tension or stress or discomfort, just making a note of where those areas are. Maybe as we start to breathe a little deeper, breathing a little extra space into the body. We're going to breathe here for a few breaths, just kind of settling into stillness, settling into kind of this beginning, this initiation into our practice. Excuse me. And then just starting to bring a little more intention into your breath. Inhaling fully, filling up the belly with air. And then exhaling fully, letting all of that air out. Maybe with these first couple breaths, as you inhale and fill up, pausing at the top of that inhale, and then opening the mouth and letting all of that air out through the mouth. Just really kind of releasing into the space, into this rhythm of breath. We'll spend just a couple more moments in this stillness, in the quiet. Using this time to set any intention or focus that you have for your practice. Maybe you come back to that mantra that we have for December, being at peace. Maybe there's something else that you're needing from your practice this morning. We're going to take a nice big reach of the arms back behind you, getting really long through the body, maybe flexing the feet, pointing the toes, reaching a little longer through the left side, then a little longer through the right. We're going to start to hug knees in towards the chest, pausing here for a moment and just hugging the knees in, maybe rolling a little side to side, waking up the spine. We're going to start to find a little dynamic movement with those two movements or forms in the body. So as we exhale, we're going to start to reach the arms and the legs nice and long. Maybe the hands and feet float. And then we're going to start to pull those knees back in towards the chest. Moving through this a couple times. Hands and feet don't have to float if you're wanting to skip all that extra core business this morning. We're going to reach long one more time here. Nice long reach. And then hugging the knees in towards the chest again. We're going to bring the knees directly above the hips. So feet are flexed here, almost like you're pushing into a wall or something heavy at the end of your feet. Keeping those knees stacked above the hips. Arms can come out into a T shape, or you can find that cactus arm shape. We're going to start to just gently drop the knees over to the left. You choose how far you want to drop them. And then inhale is going to bring them right back up to center. So we're going to do this a couple times on the left side. Exhale takes those knees out any amount, keeping the shoulders pressing down. Inhale brings them back up. Maybe each time you drop those knees any amount lower towards the ground. Again, you're in charge of your core work this morning. Always the option to skip all of it. We'll come right back to center. We'll do that same thing towards the right. So exhale takes those knees over to the right. Inhale brings them back to center. Again, maybe each time those knees drop any amount more. One more time, dropping those knees over to the right. Bringing them right back to center. Hugging the knees in towards the chest. And then we're going to bring feet right down to the mat. So feet are planted nice and comfortable here. Arms can stay out in that extended space, either T-shape or cactus arms. We're going to start to reach the left foot up towards the sky. And then we're just taking that left ankle across the right knee here. Pausing here for a moment. Having a little awareness around that left hip, how things are feeling. You have the option to stay, or you can start to reach for the back of that right thigh, hugging the legs in towards the body. Settling into this reclined pigeon. And just keeping it nice and still, really easy here. If you want, you can start to extend that right foot up towards the sky. And then we'll start to bring that right foot back down, all the way down to the mat. Bringing those arms back out. You can stay here, or maybe start to find a little sway side to side. And if it feels nice in the body, maybe that left foot drops all the way over to the right, settling into your version of a twist. One more breath wherever you're at. We'll bring those knees back to center. Kicking that left foot back up towards the sky, bringing it down to meet the right. Same thing other side here. Right foot reaches up, and then we'll start to bend that knee, crossing the ankle over the left knee. Have the option to stay here, or if you're wanting that little extra stretch, maybe hugging those legs in towards the body. If you want to extend that left foot up towards the sky, feel free to kick it up any amount. And then we'll bring that foot back down, all the way down to the mat. Those arms come back out to the sides, and just settling into a little bit of movement side to side here. Again, if you're wanting to drop over into that twist, that's an option. I'm not going to do that because my foot will end up in my coffee, and that would be gross. Breathing wherever you're at. One more full breath here. We'll bring it right back to center. Kicking that foot back up to the sky, bringing it down to meet the other. We're going to hug those knees back in towards the chest again. Starting to find a little forward and back rocking movement. We're coming all the way up and over into our table. So taking a moment to get set up. Wrists below the shoulders, knees below the hips. We're going to take a couple rounds of our cat-cow here. So inhale, drops the belly, lifts the heart. Exhale, rounding the back, pressing away. Moving through these shapes at the pace of your breath. Giving yourself permission to pause where and if it makes sense. Taking just 2 more rounds of this cat-cow here. We're going to start to settle into our nice flat tabletop. From here, we're going to start to send that right foot back behind us. So just pausing here, toes on the ground, lengthening through that foot any amount. Crown of the head is reaching forward. We don't need to be bothered what's happening with our legs back there. So keeping that neck nice and long. We're going to start to lift that right foot. Engaging that core again, belly button pulls towards spine. We're going to start to hug that knee in towards the chest as you find a little bit of cat in the back, and then kicking that foot right back out. We'll do this a couple times here, finding that crunch, reaching nice and long. 2 more, just like that. Nice long reach through the foot. We're going to cross that foot back behind us, looking over that left shoulder, finding a little bit of side body stretch here. And then we'll bring it right back in, finding our table. Pausing again for a breath. Left toes reach back behind us. Again, staying here, lengthening through that leg. Crown of the head reaches forward. We'll start to float that left foot. And then we're going to find those crunches. So exhale, hugs that knee in towards the chest as you round the back. Inhale, reaches that foot nice and long. Two more, just like that. Nice long reach. We're going to cross that foot back behind, looking over that right shoulder, finding that nice long side body stretch here. We'll bring it right back to table. We're going to inhale, drop the belly, lift the heart. Exhale, rounding that back into cat as you drop those hips back towards child's pose. Inhale, rolls forward into table through that cow shape. And then we're tucking the toes, lifting the hips, down dog. We're going to move through that little bit of flow a couple times here, trying to keep that pace of the breath. So inhale, drops the belly, lifts the heart. Exhale, rounds through cat into child's pose. Inhale, rolls forward, dropping that belly as you tuck the toes. Exhale, hips up and back, down dog. 2 more times just like that. With your breath, maybe you pause if you need to. Last round through that. Finding that cow shape, rounding all the way back into our child's pose. Inhaling forward. Sending those hips up and back. This time we're going to stay in our down dog here. Settling in for a couple breaths. Maybe you find a little movement. Pedaling the feet, wiggling that tail. Sending the weight of the heels back behind you. We're going to start to walk the hands back towards the feet here. So keeping those legs nice and straight until you need to bend them, taking your time to get there. Forward fold. Taking a nice slow roll all the way up. Once you're there, nice big reach, hands to the sky. Exhale, hands, heart center. Inhale, nice big reach. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, hands come to shins or thighs, finding that nice flat back here. Folding forward. Inhale, reaches all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. We're going to move through that 2 more times with your breath. Inhale to reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Folding forward. Inhale, reaches all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Last round here. Inhale, nice big reach. Moving with your breath. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms reach up. Finding that fold. Taking a nice deep bend to the knees here. We're going to start to walk those hands back forward, keeping that weight shifting back into the heels as you crawl your way out back into that downward facing dog. Inhale, we're going to roll forward, finding plank. Exhale, hips up and back, down dog. 1 more time, just like that. Inhale, forward. Exhale, hips up and back. Nice deep into the knees here, looking forward between the hands, walking or hopping forward. Forward fold, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reaches all the way up. We're going to find a little V of the arms at the top there, little mini back bend. Maybe look up towards the ceiling. And then stacking everything back, hands come down into the heart. We're going to bring hands just down at our sides. Just doing our little Saturday morning balance check here. So, feeling really rooted and grounded through the feet. We're going to start to shift weight into that left foot. Right knee is coming up. So hands can be down at your sides. If you'd prefer to bring hands to heart, that's an option. Hands can always come to the hips as well. So just finding a space that makes sense. Finding that point of focus. We're going to take that knee out to the side. This is our beer yogi, Captain Morgan stance. And then we'll bring that knee back forward, both feet on the ground. Settling in again, feeling that connection to the floor. Shifting weight into that right foot, left knee comes up. Again, pausing here, finding that point of focus. We'll take that knee out to the side, bringing it back to center, both feet on the ground. Inhale, nice big reach. Folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Folding forward. Left foot's going to stay, right foot steps back. We're going to drop that back knee. Come all the way up into our low lunge here. So pausing here for just a moment of breath. We're going to start to straighten that front knee. Hands can come down to the mat. So finding that half split. And then we're rolling right back into our low lunge. So always the option to keep hands down on the ground the whole time as you move through this half split low lunge shape. If you want a little bit more dynamic movement, as you find that half split, arms can fly behind. As you bend that knee and come forward, hands reach up to the sky. We'll move through wherever you're at 2 more times here. Finding that low lunge. Left hand's going to come down to that left thigh. Right arm is going to reach up and over. If you want a little more here, maybe those left fingertips start to reach down towards the ground. We'll bring both hands to the sky. Hands come down around the foot, lifting that back knee, stepping it back, down dog. We're going to inhale forward into our plank. This first round, we'll drop the knees. Heart pulls forward, elbows bend straight back as we lower. Untucking those toes, big shrug of the shoulders, baby cobra. And we'll roll right back down. Pressing back to table, tucking toes, lifting hips, down dog. If it makes sense, right foot reaches up and back. We're going to step it forward. Staying up on those back toes, reaching all the way up, hands to the sky. Settling in here for a breath. Grounding down through the feet. We're going to inhale, straighten that front knee. Exhale, finds that bend. 2 more times just like that. Inhale to lift. Exhale, bending that knee. Once more. Right arm's going to come down to that right thigh. Left arm reaches up and over. Maybe you reach those fingertips down towards the ground. Both hands to the sky. Hands come down around the foot. We're just stepping that back foot forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Folding forward. Inhale, reaches all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, nice big reach. Folding forward. Halfway lift. Folding forward. Right foot stays, left foot steps back. We're gonna plant that back knee, coming all the way up, high lunge. And again, just settling in here for a breath. So feeling solid through the legs, feeling really steady and stable here. Maybe deciding which version of that half split flow you're wanting to take. So if you want to bring hands down, that's an option. We'll start to straighten that front leg and then roll right back forward into that low lunge. Again, the other option, maybe those hands reach up and then fly back with that half split. One more wherever you're at. Nice big reach. Right hand comes down to that thigh, left arm reaches up and over. Option to reach those fingertips down towards the ground. Both hands to the sky. Hands come down around the foot, lifting that back knee, stepping it back, down dog. We'll move through this vinyasa together one more time, inhaling into our plank, knees up or down. Heart pulls forward as you lower. Any amount of back bend here. And then we'll take it back, down dog. If it makes sense, left foot reaches up and back, stepping it forward, staying up on those back toes, coming all the way up. And again, just settling into the feet, feeling grounded. Inhale's gonna straighten that front knee. Exhale, bends. Once more, just like that. Left hand comes down to that thigh. Right arm reaches up and over. Both hands to the sky. Hands come down around the foot. We're stepping that back foot forward, forward fold. Pausing here for a breath. Maybe grabbing opposite elbows, letting everything hang out. Taking a nice deep bend to the knee here. We'll release those elbows. With our inhale, nice big reach. Letting those arms fly back behind. Little mini heart opener here. And then bringing it right back up, hands to heart. Inhale, nice big reach. Folding forward. Halfway lift. Folding forward. We're gonna step that left foot all the way back. Planting that heel, coming on up. Warrior one. Settling in for a breath. We're gonna inhale, straighten that front knee. Exhale to bend. Reaching forward, arms fly back behind. And then bringing it all the way back up. We're gonna put those things together. So as we lift, straightening that leg as you fold forward any amount, maybe the arms reach behind. Bending that knee, coming right back up. 2 more times just like that. Nice big reach here. And then we're opening it up, warrior two. I'll flip to face you. So settling into that warrior two shape. Arms are reaching nice and long. We're gonna inhale, reaching up to the sky as you straighten that front knee, warrior two. One more time, just like that. Inhale to reach. Warrior two. Hands are going to come to heart. We're going to start to turn towards the front of the mat again, popping up onto those back toes. Hands reach up. Hands are going to come down by that foot. We're going to start to shift the weight forward as you fly that back leg. So coming into this standing leg lift or standing splits. We're going to bend that knee, hugging it in towards the chest, and then kicking it right back out. One more time, just like that. Kicking it out. We'll hug it in once more, bringing that foot down to meet the other. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Folding forward. Left foot stays, right foot steps back. Planting that back heel, coming on up. Warrior one. Inhale to straighten that front knee. Exhale to bend. Reaching forward, arms fly behind. Coming right back up. We'll put those things together. As you inhale and straighten, arms fly back. Bending that knee, reaching on up. Two more, just like that. Nice big reach. We're going to open it up. Warrior two. Settling in here. Inhale to straighten, arms reach up. Warrior two. Inhale to lift. Warrior two. Hands are going to come to heart as we start to turn towards the front of the mat, popping up onto those back toes. Arms reach up. Hands will come down around the foot. We're going to start to shift that weight forward as we kick that back foot up any amount. That can be toes close to the ground, a little or a lot, you choose. We're going to hug that knee in towards the chest, kicking it back out, hugging it in, pressing it back out, hugging it in. That foot comes down to meet the other, forward fold. Again, nice deep bend to the knees. Maybe you grab opposite elbows, letting everything hang out here. We'll release those elbows. With our inhale, reaching up, hands to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Taking a moment here, maybe you bring hand over heart, allowing the eyes to close or gaze to drift to the floor. Using this space to check in with your breath. See how you're feeling. Maybe revisit that intention. Spending just a couple more moments of breath here. I was looking back through past classes this week and all the classes that I wrote in 2019 that involved us using our friends for help. So unfortunately, we can't lean on our friends for help in practice this morning, but if you have friends in your house that can help you, maybe they're there to help you. Maybe your wall can help you, or a chair. We'll start to blink the eyes open. Hands can stay at the heart if that's comfortable. You can bring palms together. You can reach hands to the sky. You choose what works for you. It wouldn't be Saturday yoga without a little chair pose. So settling into your chair. As always, you're in charge of what your chair looks like. If it's bar stool, that works for me. If it's lower, get there, do it. Maybe you have friends, or maybe you pretend you have friends to help you. We're going to settle into this chair here for a moment. We're going to start to shift weight into the left foot. That right foot's just going to float. It's like we're taking really tiny, slow motion baby steps, but we're not going anywhere. Then we'll shift weight to that right foot, floating that left foot up. One more time, shifting to the left, floating that right foot up, shifting to the right, floating that left foot up. We're going to start to send it back behind us, planting that back heel, settling in to our warrior one. Inhale, straightens that front knee. Exhale to bend. And then we're going to open it up, warrior two. Settling into the feet here. Arms are reaching nice and long, making sure our shoulders aren't living up here. They're nice and easy. We're going to inhale and straighten, lift those arms up. Warrior two. One more time, inhale to lift. Warrior two. Flipping that front palm, finding our reverse. Coming forward, forearm to thigh, extended side angle. Reaching back up, warrior two. We're going to inhale to lift, keeping that front leg straight. Arms will drop back down. Reaching forward, dropping into that triangle pose. We'll start to bend into that knee, bringing it back up, warrior two. We're going to flow through that one more time here. Inhale to lift, warrior two. Finding our reverse. Extended side angle. Coming back up, straightening that leg as we reach, keeping it straight as those arms come down, settling in to triangle. Bending that knee, coming on up, warrior two. Hands are going to come to heart. We're going to turn those toes to face the left edge of the mat. Feet are going to be parallel. Hands can come to your hips, and then we're going to start to find that fold forward. Once you're there, hands can come down to the mat. Maybe you reach between the legs. Maybe you bend into either knee. We're going to plant that right hand straight down from the face. Left arm's going to sweep up towards the sky. And then we'll bring it right back down. Switching sides, same thing. Nice big reach, finding that little twist. Bringing it right back down. Hands are going to come to hips. Reaching all the way up. We'll turn those toes to face the front again, warrior two. Hands come down around the foot, and we're stepping it back, down dog. This is 5 breaths, your choice. You can move through that vinyasa. Maybe you hang out in table or child's pose. Maybe you pause to drink out of your cup of cheer this morning. We'll all settle back into our down dog. Bending into the knees, looking forward between the hands, walking or hopping forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reaches all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, nice big reach. Hands can stay reaching. You can bring hands to heart. We're sitting back into our chair pose. I think this isn't the last chair. Just kidding. There's more chair in your future. So again, you choose. Maybe you're using your imaginary friends or your actual friends that are in your home with you. Settling into your chair. We're going to shift weight into the left foot. That right leg will lift. Coming back into these tiny, slow motion steps that aren't taking us anywhere. The next time that right foot comes up, we're going to send it back behind us, planting that back heel, coming into our warrior one. Inhale to lift. Bending that knee. And then we're opening it up, warrior two. Again, taking a moment to settle in here. Checking in with where those shoulders are living. We're going to inhale and straighten. Warrior two. One more time. Inhale to lift. Warrior two. Flipping that front palm, finding our reverse. Coming forward, forearm to thigh, extended side angle. Bringing it back. Inhale to lift. Keeping that front leg straight as those arms come back. And then we're reaching forward, dropping down into that triangle pose. Bending that knee, coming back up. Inhale to lift. Warrior two. Finding our reverse. Coming forward, forearm to thigh, extended side angle. Bringing it back, warrior two. Reaching up, straightening that front knee, and then dropping down into our triangle pose. We'll bring it right back up. Warrior two. Hands are going to come to heart. We're going to turn those toes, this time heels in, toes out. We're going to sit down into our goddess or horse pose this morning. Hands are going to come to the thighs here. And then we're going to add in a little bit of twist. So we're going to start to drop that right shoulder down. Coming back through center and then dropping the left. Once more each side here, dropping that right shoulder. Moving through center, dropping the other. Coming back to that neutral space. Slower than you want to. We're coming all the way up. Nice big reach. And then we'll turn those back toes in, settling back into that warrior two shape. Hands are going to come down around the foot, stepping it back, down dog. Option for that vinyasa, if you want it, you can drop to table, settle into child's pose. If you're moving through a vinyasa, we're all going to meet in child's pose just for a couple breaths here. Taking the knees nice and wide, settling the hips back. We'll start to press into the hands, tucking toes, lifting hips, down dog. Bending into the knees, looking forward between the hands, walking or stepping forward, hopping there. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bending nice and deeply into the knees, coming on up. Chair pose. This is our last chair pose. 2 breaths wherever you're at. Maybe you sit into your deepest chair. Maybe you don't. And then we'll come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, nice big reach. Exhale, hands to heart. Placing hand over heart again, or maybe allowing those eyes to close. Gaze to drift to the floor. We have one last round of standing. Includes a tiny bit of balance, and then we'll settle in to stillness here. We'll start to blink those eyes open, bringing palms together in front of the heart. So again, you have a few options for your arms in this next little sequence. So if you want to find your friends or your imaginary friends, that's an option. You can keep hands at heart, or you can keep them down at your sides or reaching up to the sky. So you choose where you want those hands to live. We're going to shift weight into that left foot. Right knee comes up. We'll start to tilt forward, kicking that foot back behind us, settling into our warrior three. Breathing in this shape, feeling long through the body. If you fall out, you fall out. Just find it again. One more big breath wherever you're at. We're going to bring that knee right back up into the heart, taking that knee out to the side, and then we're settling into our tree pose. So you can bring that foot, toes on the ground, calf or thigh. Hands can stay at heart. If you want to reach those hands up towards the sky, today's challenge, and you can't see my hands, is to bring palms together. Maybe look up towards the ceiling. Just creating our own little holiday trees with your whatever star is on top of your tree. Making sure to breathe wherever you're at. I'm mostly just trying to twin my sweater this morning, so. And then we'll bring that knee forward, both feet on the ground, hands to heart. So feeling rooted and grounded through the feet. One last side here. Same options. You choose where you want those arms to live. As we start to shift weight into that right foot, left knee comes up. As you're ready, sending that foot back behind you, finding that warrior three. Again, giving yourself space to fall out and find it again. Feeling length through the body here. One more big breath wherever you're at. We'll start to bring that knee back up towards the chest, taking it out to the side, settling in to your tree pose. Same thing here. You choose where that foot is going to exist for this tree pose. Hands can stay at heart. Maybe you grow branches. Maybe you press those palms together. Promise my palms are pressed together. Just bring them down like this. Be a tree. Making sure to breathe. One more big breath wherever you're at. We'll bring that knee back forward, both feet on the ground. Reaching those fingertips up towards the sky. Again, Ving out those arms, finding that little bit of back bend here. And then bringing palms down through the heart, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Folding forward. Bending the knees a lot so you can get the hands planted. We're stepping it back into our plank. If you want that vinyasa, you can take it. If you don't, we're all going to end up in child's pose, taking those knees wide, settling those hips all the way back. And as you settle into that child's pose, making sure that the forehead is feeling connected to something. So maybe you stack the arms to give your forehead a little cushion here. Maybe you use a pillow. Maybe the forehead settles all the way down on the mat. And we'll just start to press up any amount. We're going to come all the way down to our bum, bringing soles of the feet together. So just sitting up nice and tall here, soles of the feet together, spine is nice and long, crown of the head's reaching up towards the sky. We'll use the hands to bring those knees together. We're going to roll all the way down to our back. If you want that extra bit of core work, you can take it if you want it. Coming down to the back, keeping those knees bent, feet planted. We're going to settle back into a shape that we started our practice with. So sending that left foot up towards the sky, bending that knee, crossing that ankle over the right knee. You have a couple options here. If this is happy and comfortable, you can stay here. Maybe you reach those arms nice and long. Find that cactus arm shape. If you want that extra little bit of stretch, you can hug the knees in towards the chest. Maybe you press that right foot up towards the sky. Making sure to breathe wherever you're at. Keeping the head and the neck and shoulders nice and easy here. We'll bend that right knee, bringing that foot back down. Arms will be out at the sides. If that sway is happy and comfortable for you, you can settle into that. If you want the full twist, just dropping those legs over towards the right. Maybe that left foot comes down. We'll start to bring those knees back to center, releasing that left foot down to the mat. Right leg reaches up, bending that knee, crossing the ankle. Again, you have the option to stay here if this is comfortable, this is enough. If you want to reach for the back of that left thigh, hugging the legs in towards the body, that's also an option. Just trying to keep whichever version you've chosen nice and still here. So a little less movement and just really kind of settling into the shapes and sensations. If those legs are hugged in and you want to extend that left foot up towards the sky, that's an option. If that leg is extended, we'll just start to bend that knee, bringing that foot back down to the mat. And then maybe you settle into that sway movement side to side. If you want that full twist, just dropping the legs over towards the left and settling into that shape. Making sure to stay with those nice full breaths wherever you're at. We'll bring those legs back to center, releasing that right foot down. We're going to hug knees in towards the chest here one more time. And just pausing here in this stillness as you hug the legs in. Maybe you tuck the head up towards the knees, finding that little ball shape of you. And then when you're ready, we're just going to slowly settle into our Shavasana. Again, coming back to where we started, taking up a little extra space in this shape this morning. So feet maybe a little wider than usual. Arms coming out to the sides, any amount. And as you start to find the stillness here, just coming back to that bit of awareness. Checking back in with the breath, seeing how it's different or the same as where we started. Bringing that awareness to those areas of the body that maybe needed a little extra attention or love this morning. They're feeling like they have a little more space or less crunchy. Maybe you check back in with that intention that you set for your practice. Were you able to honor that space and honor what you needed this morning in your body, in the breath, and in the mind? We'll start to bring a little more intention to the breath. Maybe finding little bits of movement, head swaying side to side, fingertips and toes wiggling. Taking your time here. If you are happy and you need a little extra time in your Shavasana today, just stay. If you're ready to kind of get up and start moving on with whatever you have planned for your day, rolling to either side, pausing there as long as you need, and then taking your time to come to a comfortable seat. Eyes closed, hands at heart center. I want to thank you all so much for rolling out your mats, rolling out of bed, and sharing a little movement and community with me this morning, and for wearing any festive holiday gear that you have. The light within me honors the light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Awesome. Thank you all so much for rolling out and finding a little yoga with me this morning. This is my last class of 2020. So I hope that everyone has a really lovely holiday season to end out the year. And then we will be on to a new year, new things, new exciting stuff going on. So again, if you did wear your festive clothes today, please share on social media so we can enjoy all of the festivities and the fun. Yay, Susan! So glad you were here. Thank you, Julia. Thank you, Cheryl and Jerry. Merry Christmas. Yay, Pam. Awesome. Again, thank you all so much for just being here. It's been a year and we've done it together and we've created new space, even if it's in our living rooms. And um, yeah, it's just been really lovely. So I look forward to a new year with new yoga and new friends. I hope everyone has a really beautiful weekend. And cheers. Thanks, Elle.